Hey, what's going on, guys? It's DJ. Today we're going to take a closer look at the BGA system coming with the Pumps and Hoses DLC by Creative Mesh for Farm Sim 22. In total, there's actually a lot of different BGA components that you can add to make this totally unique to your own setup. This does include 12 different silos, 15 different production points, and of course, 2 decorations. You will be using a variant of everything in here in one way or another if you want to use the BGA system, so just heads up. It's also important to know that the BGA and the hose system are completely independent of one another. They don't technically require each other, so if there's something you want to use like the BGA but not something else like the hose system, you can do that. If you're just looking for a generic overview of this DLC, I've already made that video, and I made a video showing off the hose system in its entirety. You can check both those videos out, linked in the first pinned comment. That way, you're up to date with everything about this DLC before jumping in. So let's jump in and do a basic, hey DJ, why did you put down the things right here that you did? Well, let's jump in and first take a look at how it places it all down. It knows what your fermenter is, which is kind of the basis for each BGA system. You'll place that down first. Then it knows that I've got my BGA 1 VBIO 30 input right here. It also knows about my manure tank, or my liquid manure tank, my agitator, which is going to sell off all of the electricity for us automatically, and even our gas torch. And I do have one other thing over here as well, the stationary separator. However, that is not something that you need, which is also why it doesn't register that it's even there. So let's delete all of this stuff and build our own. So I'm going to show you 2 different examples in this video. I'm going to show you one example that's kind of like, hey, you want to get started? Here's the basic pieces that you need. Then we're going to build one of the most epic BGA systems ever, because we can. So why won't we, right? All right, first things first, let's go to productions. Let's hit factories, and we need a fermenter. We've got 3 different ones included with this DLC. We've got the 20M, the 26M, and the 30M. You can see right here we've got a number. This is how much of that gas it's going to produce, or the methane rather. So it will produce between 1089 and 604 liters or count. So I want the largest one. Let's put down the largest one. We're going to use the largest one. Boom. Right there. So you can see here it says, info, the biogas plant root building has been created. Also, if you don't put down in here like normal landscaping and stuff, painting, it will add a bunch of stuff around it. If you don't want that, well, maybe you don't want to put it down quite like that. One easy way that I've found to do that is turn on free mode build, and you're good to go. So boop, we'll place that down again. We've got our biogas plant root building created. So now that we've got that, let's figure out what we want next. And it's probably going to be one of these. You want to put down one of your VBIOs, or maybe you want to throw down this. This is pretty cool. But the great thing is we could put down multiple of these as well. If you'd like to place down multiple different inputs, so maybe you want to put down this one. It holds 150,000 liters. And maybe you want to put down 2 of them. You could put one over here and one over here if you really want to. The only thing holding you back is you, technically, really, at the end of the day. It's all you, man. It's all you. So I think for myself, I'm going to place this down right here. And we're also going to make sure that free mode is turned on. Free mode build is turned on. It just helps all the time with free building. So there's that. Now, let's go ahead and put down one of our silos. Let's jump into silos, and you want to find a liquid manure tank. Any of these will do. They just hold different amounts. And there's technically 6 different ones. So there are 3 that are covered. So we've got these right here available in 606,000 liters, 1.6 million, 3.6 million, 952,000, 2.1 million, and 3.5, well, basically 3.6 million. And we've got them in covered and uncovered variants. Just to kind of put a few things down, just to kind of show you, I'm going to place this down, the 1.697 million. Again, make sure free mode build is turned on because it does change when you go from one to the other, and place this down. As long as it's within, I think it's 100 or 150 meters, it will recognize it. So if I want to place it down like all the way in this back corner, I can. And you can see we've got our line that draws right over to it, liquid manure tank. Now let's go back over to production, and we want to find one of these bad boys right here, the aginators. The AV or the 500, you could use this one right here if you really want to. Really, all these do is take that gas, that methane, turns it into electricity, and then automatically sells it. This is not electricity that is stored. It simply sells it off for you. You could use any of these that you want to. It doesn't matter which one it is. They all work perfectly fine. Just some do it faster than others. I think for this showcase, we'll put down this one right here. Also, make sure you turn it around because for some reason it's backwards, at least from the way you would normally see it. Boop. And we place it down. Well, I didn't do free mode, so place down some stuff under it. That's all right. All right, so we've got some pretty consistent components here. We've got our fermenter. We've got a liquid manure tank over there. We're good there. We've got our input, and then we've got our agitator, which turns that gas into electricity and sells it off. Well, sometimes things may stop working if you've got too many inputs or you're sitting around waiting on something to happen, which is where this comes into play. The gas torch. This will allow excess methane to burn off and makes it kind of nice and easy for you as well. And you can see right there, BGA 1 gas torch. You want to make sure you put one of those down no matter what. I mean, you put like 100 of them down if you really want to, but one should suffice just fine. So that's everything that you kind of need to place down. Those are your 5 pieces, the 5 components. Next up, we're going to take a look at these, the separators. Now, you don't need to have one of these if you don't want to, and we've got 4 different ones, so there are 3 that are included in this build mode, and there's 1 that's included in the store because this is one that you could take and put it wherever you want. This is enterable, so when you enter into it, you can expand it, the legs will go up, and it will simply drop things on the floor as long as you're close by to something like that. But we don't need that. We're good to go. We're going to use one of the stationary ones. So productions, factories, and we'll place one of these down. Now this needs to go over by your slurry tank. This is where that's going to go. It will kind of think about it like this. This line that goes between your BGA fermenter and liquid manure tank needs to go through another piece if you guys want this. So I'm going to go here, boop, and just place it down beside my liquid manure tank. So this will take all of this and it will go in, drop my solids in there, and then the liquid manure will fill up. So now we've got it. Everything that we need to place down, all 6 different pieces technically, are down. So let's make it work. All right, so I've got an undisclosed amount of silage right here that we want to put into the fermenter. So we will go up and we will dump right into here. So this works exactly like everything that you guys have seen before. Dumping it in, good, good, good. Can I dump it a little bit faster? Yeah, we can, there we go. So we're filling it up. This holds quite a bit, which is nice. And well, as you know, once you're full in the BGA, all it takes is time. So we will take that time with them and we'll fast forward maybe about 2 days in game. That feels pretty good. There we go. Looks like the silage is still dumping out. We'll kind of double check that. There we go. Back it in. And now we've got some things that have happened. We've made money. Actually, we made money off of this. We could jump in and take a look at our production chains. These are nice because you can see in here we've got the fermenters, not all materials being used. We're only using silage, so don't worry about that. The bunker says that it's running bad, but don't worry too much about that. Cogeneration plant's not running at all, which is not good because we forgot to turn it on. And the torches are burning at 69% of their methane. Of course they are. All these productions, they're going to show your BGA 1 utilization in the bottom. Think of everything over here like normal. 6,400 liters of silage in, and you're going to be getting all of this out. So, as I mentioned, there was one piece that I forgot to turn on this time around. Right over here. So this piece, you will need to turn it on because nothing has happened. So storage is empty. I need to turn on separator. Storage is empty. I'm very aware. So whenever you come in here, there's actually 2 different spawn amounts. What you need to do is you need to change that digestate over to an extra spawn, I believe. Still showing storage is empty. Some of these could be a little bit confusing. Probably would help if I activated the dumb things. It happens every once in a while. All right, so methane torch is active. You guys want to see what it looks like? It's pretty cool. We'll come around here. Of course, there's no flame or anything, but as you can see, working just fine. So now I think we can kind of come around. Time's been progressing pretty quickly. Big bad rookie mistake on my part. Let's see if this is going to be doing it. Still, storage is empty. So we'll bump back in, double check, make sure everything's going good. So we are showing distributing here, and I think we need to set to spawn, if I'm not mistaken. We'll come around here. There we go. All right. So we've set it to spawn, and now everything that comes through, I think it's, I can't remember if they said it's a 0.01 or 0.1% of all digestate that comes in here. And that's filling up pretty darn quick. All of that will fill up here, and as long as it's running and as long as there are materials going through, that's going to fill up. And as soon as that methane's ready, it's going to sell off as well. So let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit more time. Coming through. There we go. Now we're into the next day. We'll take a look at everything, see how we're doing. So cogeneration plant is running at its limit. So when you see that, you might want to put down another. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've noticed that, well, my production is good. Now you can see we've taken the burden off of that quite a bit. We'll go ahead and fast forward time just a little bit more, maybe into the afternoon. There we go. All right. So now, taking a look, cogeneration plants running fine. Fermenters, nothing's really running at all because there's not much available for them other than the 25% of silage we gave them. Bunker, they say, is running bad, but, well, there's nothing hardly going on, so we're good. And the gas torch is inactive because it doesn't really need to do anything. Still over here, we're looking good. We'll take a look at it. Turn on the separator. Let it keep doing its thing. Every time you go in and out, it will stop working. So you got to make sure that you activate it. Otherwise, well, now you're up and running. You've got every single piece that you need. Now, let's have a little bit of fun with it, shall we? All right, so now that you guys know the basics, let's have some fun with it. And let's do things my way. How about that? So, first things first, we're going to put down not one, not two, not three, but 4 fermenters. Yep, we're going to put 4 of them down. So now we've got our root building. And then we're going to put down another root building. And it knows that it's there. So now we've doubled the amount of capacity that we can hold. Yep. And now we're going to triple it. And finally, quadruple it. So we know our main root building. And now we've got other ones as well. So that is the first bit. Now we want to put down some of these bad boys. They need to be as close in as possible, and you want to make sure that they're not too far away. And we want to make sure we've got a bunch of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place down, let's see, not on the top because that's going to be silly, but I'm going to place maybe 2 of these down right beside each other. There, over here, and all around. So we're not going to put down not 1, not 2, but 8 of these total. Also, it doesn't matter which one they go to. You can see right here, it wants to go to that one on the right, but it doesn't have to. Really, it's just going to go to whatever one is closest. And as you can see, we are starting to get a lot of stuff together. Oh, we're doing it our way, and I love it. All right. So now we've got 8 inputs. We've got 4 fermenters. What's left? Aginators. Yes, of course, we need to put down a few of these as well. I think maybe, I don't know, 8 of these as well? How does that feel to you guys? Maybe place some of these down. We'll keep it kind of organized here. Oh, this is going to be so stupid. Oh, I'm just waiting to go create a mesh to hit me up. So, hey, we saw what you did. We don't know how to feel about it. Just waiting on that phone call. There we go. Place that down, and over here. So, as you're seeing, there's a lot of things you could do with this, and there's a lot of different places you could put the stuff. And it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Look at all of these fingers coming out of it. All right, let's keep going. We're going to need some torches as well, and I think 8 of these would be Well, insufficient. So let's put down 12 because we've still got plenty of room. Boop, boop. Oh, hang on. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And a last kapow. There we go. All right. So now we've hit all of these pieces that we need in here. Now, I need somewhere that's going to give me a massive amount of slurry. I mean, just all of it. So we're going to do that right over here. Also, whenever you're putting these down, obviously you can see everything is stemming off of the one biogas, the one fermenter. So you want to make sure that you're getting within a certain range of that piece. It is 100 meters technically, or 150, somewhere around there. So you want to make sure that you're within that margin. As you can see here, well, we're picking up just fine from this this area and this boop. There we go. So there's that. And then we'll place down, I don't know, like 10 more of these, something like that. You guys feeling too many of these? Yeah, honestly, that's probably enough. I think that'll be okay. But I'm going to try and place down you know what? Let's just put them all around it. Let's go. Go, go, go. Well, this got out of hand a little bit quicker than I was expecting. And lastly, for funsies, we need to place down some of these bad boys. The stationary separators. We need to make sure that they're as close as possible to all of the slurry tanks so that they're going to, well, separate as much as possible. Again, they don't have to be close to anything else, just the slurry tanks themselves, which means that we could place these down like out here, for example. Boom, 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 just like so. Also, I don't know what happens if you place down too many of these, so we're going to place down a few more. Not sure if that's enough, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. And lastly, we need input, so we'll go ahead and pick up a couple things that, well, help me out. All right, first input all around is going to be silage, and I'm gonna do my best to max these out. However, I did fill up the area where you can input slurry on, well, all of these, so that's on me. This is kind of cool, actually. I don't think we showed this off at the beginning of the video. They open up, which I find super, super awesome. We'll back this in, and we will, well, run into anything that we could find. I guess instead of filling it all up, because we're going to fill this up with silage already. There we go. We'll dump that out. And, well, it's full pretty quickly. All right, so we've got everything. I've bought all of the inputs. Everything is ready to go. And as you can see, I'm actually not producing enough to make everything work. I just couldn't do it. So in here, we've got these working. However, some won't work because there's not enough work for them all to do. Only a few of them are actually working, which is fine. And we're also utilizing a lot of everything. So the torch is inactive, but it doesn't need to run yet because we've got enough cogeneration plants to hit the methane to where it doesn't need to do anything. And the methane's doing just fine. I'm going to go out here real quick. Looks like digestate is working fine. However, let's see. We'll hit that to spawn, but it's still not coming in yet. Maybe because I'm just not producing enough. That could be the thing. Oh, methane's filling up. Power plant. Says materials are inactive. Spawn. Uh-oh. There we go. We'll click the spawn again. And again. Everything is... Uh-oh. 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 Slurry's filling in. It started doing. Methane torch. Attention, your methane torch is active. Get out of here. All right. I think we got enough stuff. Let's fast forward through the night and see what happens. All right, so not too bad overnight. We'll take a look here. As you can see, silage is still way up. However, sugar beets are a little bit down. Manure's a little bit down. Digestate's down. Power plant, well, it was doing fine, but now doesn't need to do any fine. Bunkers are running bad, it says, well, because there's really nothing in them. We've got some of this stuff in here. This could be used as manure. It could also be used as bedding for your animals instead of straw, or you could just sell it. So you can see some of these worked, some of them didn't. The only reason was I didn't have enough to produce. So can you make a BGA larger than this? Yes, of course you can. You can make one 10 times this size probably. Just make sure that it is within 100-ish or 150, can't remember, one of the two, meters of each other. But I'm sure you'll figure it out and have some fun. Just like I've had fun with this. Obviously, I've been a bit of a goober, but you know what? whatever. It's fun. Don't forget, this DLC is going to be releasing on Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. It is going to be available for all platforms, and it may already be out by the time you guys are watching this. So this will be introducing umbilical systems, as we talked about with the hose video, manure separation, which we showed you guys down below us, configurable biogas plants, obviously. It's also the first third-party DLC for Farm Sim 22, meaning that if you are playing it and you're like, oh, no, the DLC. Well, this isn't from Giants. This is from Creative Mesh. There's some modders. So just heads up there. If you guys want to buy this, it is available right now to pre-order and purchase if you guys want to. $17.99. Links in the description if you guys want to pick it up on PC. Helps a lot if you guys use the code DjGoHam. A lot of you guys have already used that code. And hey, it's a great time to say thank you to you guys that have done that. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a like, get subscribed, join the GoHam fam, notifications, turn them on. You know how to do all the stuff. I'm not going to tell you twice. Anyway, I tried to do something a little bit different with this DLC. Tried to be a little bit more informal and just have a little bit of fun with it and explain it in layman's terms versus, hey, here's this, and this, and this. Try a little bit different. Hey, if you made it to the end of the video, let me know what you thought. Otherwise, hope you have a great day. We'll see you guys later. Peace.